recording the meeting for Thomas, or if anybody wants to review it. And do you want me to share the screen? Does everybody have the assignment requirements up in front of them?
I can get them real quick for me.
I can share the screen too. Does that come through?
Yeah.
So as you probably know,
Yes.
this week is expanding the MVP. And I came up with some Google images. I don't know, what are you guys' thoughts for doing a minimal viable product? Do we want to do a website? Do we want to do a physical item?
Oh man, I did a website for mine. It was all right, but I don't know.
What will we do for physical?
If someone,
yeah, like that's what I was like. I get an idea of website, but I mean, I feel like our recycling would be more physical, but then it's like, how do you do a minimal viable product of that?
So just a quick Google search for recycle bins. These are some of the images that I come up with.
Yeah,
and I thought about
actually that first one, the Rubbermaid one, the shop where they're like identical bins but they're color coded.
Yes, so like when I'll pull that up. Hopefully that comes up.
Yeah, it's actually looking at that selling website.
did you see that one that said make Boise greener?
I mean, technically that would be like a minimal viable product.
And we could do something like this and then Photoshop the labels to suit our needs.
Mm-hmm.
And
what
then
did
we should
you
also
mention,
come up with like
Monica?
a logo.
So we could put our logo on it?
They just had another one that just said make Boise green. But this is good.
I can go back too.
No, I think this is great. This is a good one.
Because I mean, that's what we'd be presenting.
We need one almost.
So
go ahead, Monica.
Like cardboard. Cardboard?
I would say aluminum, cardboard, plastic, glass.
Okay. I think we need to decide what we can. So probably decide on what we're going. Did we talk about that last time? What our actual, what we're recycling?
I think so. I think it was aluminum, cardboard, plastic, and we could always add glass too.
Okay, I think that's good. Important to put that in there so we have enough, something that demonstrates that so it's clear.
So maybe just one recycling container with all that on it instead of trying to find the appropriate number of containers.
Is anyone?
Well, I was just saying that image. Look,
I'm really bad at that, I will say, because mine literally was like clip art at the beginning with a bag on it. I had no idea how to do it. So someone.
I'm sorry, Mona, you cut out on me. I think you said that you're really good at it and you really enjoy crafts. Is that what you said?
No, I'm really bad at it.
Yeah.
Do you want to lose? We don't want to lose.
Andrew, how are you with crafts?
But this is harder for me to grab.
So one other thing I'm thinking is, what is our scale of our MVP? I mean, this is showing little bitty containers. Is that what we're planning to offer?
That's just an idea. We could do something different.
I mean,
I was just saying that style is more we should be aiming towards, not necessarily that is what we would have as our minimum viable product.
Okay. As it because I think we're
Maybe
looking
it's
to go after
of a
business.
recycling center. Sorry.
What was that?
Maybe it's more of a recycling center, kind of that, the actual facility. I don't know. Or unless we're leasing it or partnering with somebody.
From what my understanding was, is we were just collecting it and then taking it to places that actually recycle it.
I think
Yeah,
that's
that's what I
what
Okay,
understood.
good. Sounds good.
Well, I agree with you, Andrew. I think we show that, they will know what we're talking about, right? That's what the MVP.
Yeah, I mean that'd be like our smallest version, you could say. And
Okay. I kind of like something like that.
And then
something just bins that you can tell right away what's what with it, and you know we could have like a different way of doing the bin or whatever, but just a bin that's this goes in here, or you know we can even have it where we sort it ourselves. We just want to do one big bin. But if they already sort it themselves, then that's less the work that we would have to do. We can more efficiently transport it to where it needs to go.
Yeah, less manpower.
Okay. Are we allowed to take an image off the internet and Photoshop the image to turn it into what our idea of the product would be, or do we actually have to make a physical product?
No, I think we can do that.
Well, I've been doing it all semester.
If we can take
I'm
an
not gonna go
image,
make anything. I can tell you that right now. I'm not very that talented to make anything.
yeah. My idea was just to take an image off the internet and then maybe Photoshop it to put our logo and label
Yeah,
it the way that
that'd be
we
the
wanted it to be.
easiest.
Is anybody good at Photoshop or have that abilities?
No.
All
Never
right.
done it.
I can attempt to do it. I have
I
some
can
connections.
try.
Well, if you want to, you can try. I do have a sister-in-law that's really good at that stuff. And if I bribe with her with an apple pie or something like that, maybe I can leverage that relationship to get to spend 5 minutes creating an image for us. So if you really want to try, Monica, you can. But if you'd like me to exploit that relationship, I'll give that a try.
Give me one day. Give me till
Okay.
tomorrow, like in the morning, to work on it, see how far along, and then I will let you know ASAP how it's feeling. Because if it's not, we'll just we just move on. Okay, is
All
that
right.
fair?
Yep. Just
'Cause I don't
email me or
mind.
text me and let me know then.
Okay, I will. Okay.
And then I think we have to do interviews. Each of us has to do 2 or 3 interviews for this week about our product or our business idea.
Yes.
My suggestion, and I'm open up, we don't have to do this, but originally thinking about it, I thought that everybody could just create their own mini Word document, so to speak, and then post it in the group discussion workspace. We could collect them there and then put all of it together after that. Would that work for everyone, or do you guys have other ideas?
Do we need to have the same questions?
I don't think so. I'll read through it again, but I don't think I saw anything that. So number 4 does have a list of
I
questions.
didn't see that it said that, but I just thought for our.
Oh, I got a lot to do here, but
Uh-huh.
So Monica, it sounds like if you're going to do the minimal viable project, that would be number 3. So would you like to head up number 3? And then if you want help with that, let me know.
Okay. Okay.
And then number 4 is the value propositions. And I think we get some of that from our interviews. Is that right? We're testing our hypothesis and assumptions about our initial value propositions through interviewing other people.
Okay.
Wow.
So looking at this a bit further, maybe I would suggest as we each do our interviews and post that results in the group discussion board, then the person that's assigned number 4, if we assign someone number 4, then they would have that information available to be able to complete that section.
Great.
Would that work?
I think so.
Okay.
So if you go all the way down to part 2, interviews and documentation, I guess we have to submit that individually though too, don't we?
Yeah, that's what it kind of, as a group, prepare new work, yeah.
Holy cow.
And this is gonna be interviews are gonna be tough during this time. I don't know if you guys had trouble with your projects before. I mean, I struggled getting people to
Yeah.
talk.
I did a
to
lot of phone calls.
So what's everybody's plan on that? Are you gonna reach out to businesses and see what they would say about it?
Okay.
I think I know, I mean, I'll have to ask, but I think I know the answers to a lot of mine already from being here in California. They're like, well, we already do that. What's that gonna help?
Well, but ask them why they do that. Maybe ask what do you feel like the benefits are? What do you feel like you accomplished with this? And so I think that can be valuable input. And if they
That's a
don't
good
like doing
point.
it,
That's
then
a good
that's
point.
valuable too. If you ask, hey, we're already doing this, and then ask him, how do you feel like that benefits you? And if it doesn't, what would you like to change? And that
Okay.
can be good input, right?
Yep.
Maybe like, I hate this program.
Yeah,
I wish it was
changing.
this
Yeah,
instead.
good. That's good feedback. That's good.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I think as a group, do we want to all try to do number 4 together? Or we want to try to have somebody compile all that from the discussion board?
Well, I think that's valuable information from the interviews that can be applied to number 4.
Right. So just basically a concise sentence for our value proposition and the pains and the gains.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody want to take number 4 on?
I could do it. I may not be able to turn that one in for, until we get all the interviews.
Sure. So let's
Yeah.
have a goal to have the interviews done within the next let's say Thursday night, or would Friday be better?
Probably Friday. Give 2 full days
Yeah,
to get the interviews done and written up and turned in.
and I'll
Okay.
try to have it done by Friday night. That way, who's doing this one? Putting it together?
Yeah.
Tell me, could we just spend just a minute just talking about what he's gonna have? I mean, what number 4 is?
I mean, we already have that somewhat, right, in our canvas. Do we just,
Yeah,
we're just trying to expand on it and make sure it's legitimate, right?
exactly. Yeah, we just want to test the assumptions.
Okay.
So I think as you read
Okay.
through the discussion board comments or the interview comments on that discussion board workspace, then you would find if we are correct in our assumptions.
Okay.
I think early evangelists, that's pretty simple, right? Are we? To me, I have in my idea like a Home Depot, a Lowe's, something that generates a lot of recycled content.
Yeah, yeah.
Even restaurants, they have boxes that come in, you know.
So Cameron, would you be okay with doing 4 and 5?
Sure, why not?
When this goes on, I think there's going to be plenty to go around here.
Yeah, and you know, we this is our first go, so we may not get it all right this first time, right?
Yeah, I like what Thomas said last week, that a lot about what we do is mostly opinion, and then we just try to back up that opinion with facts.
Right. Okay. So I don't really need to have interviews for that. I'm just going to assume who our early evangelists are.
Yeah.
now.
And if you wanted to generalize it even more, I would suggest maybe big box stores.
That's what I
Because
got.
that
big
might
box
change
stores.
region to region. Yeah. And we have, in the Boise area, we have all the major big box stores.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to kind of look and see what was there, but I figured everything would be there.
Yeah, and just brainstorming, I'm thinking like big box stores, mom and pop stores, and fragmented segments or fragmented markets. And then maybe nonprofit organizations as well. You could also add state agencies or government agencies, collection bins at government agencies for the people that work there.
Cool. I think we got number 5 done.
Awesome.
So customer segments. So early evangelists, I think that's just the big box stores. To me, that's the ones we're going to try to target most and would use our services most. To me,
I think so. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
and then I think we kind of discussed the customer segments right there for number 6.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, so a part of number 6, the second bullet point, if you have less than 3 early evangelists, identify other customer segments for your business. So perhaps each of those could be early evangelists, big box stores, government agencies, mom and pop stores, and nonprofit organizations.
got it.
I
can't think of anything else. Isn't that just generally just about every category for business?
Pretty much. I mean, you got manufacturing out there and stuff like that, but
Oh, certainly, yeah.
Your manufacturer would probably be another big one, but usually those recycle what they use.
they generally go ahead and have a recycling program just because they don't want to pay for the landfill.
Well, that and usually a lot of the materials that they would use, they would are able to recycle it for more usage.
So Cameron, did you say that you're doing number 6, or you're just writing down the stuff for number 5?
I'm writing down the stuff for number 5 right now.
Okay. And the number 6 adds on to that. I didn't really enjoy doing an empathy map, but the instructor had good comments about my empathy map. So I must have done something right. If you guys are okay with it, I'll be happy to do number 6.
Yeah, I had no comments on mine,
Okay.
just bad ones.
Yeah, I've struggled with that.
Thanks, Cameron, for doing mine so good.
I
So
never
that's
got
like-
feedback. I mean, I'm just venting. Sorry. That was a blurt. Event.
So that's like what they
venting
hear,
blurt.
what they see, what they think. That's the empathy map, right?
Yeah, the pains and gain. Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. 7. We're gonna be changing.
We need to. Don't forget, we need to assign Thomas something too.
Right.
Assuming that he's okay with whatever we assign him. But we have 7. Who would like to do 7 to expand the understanding of the market?
It's kind of already set up on our initial one. I did the market of what we say, the Treasure Valley.
Yeah, Treasure Valley or Greater Boise area.
So that would be the total, I think. Now, if we can just, and I think I put on there how many businesses it says it has in that. But is that 2012? I found a website.
All right.
That's good.
So, I mean, there could probably be some more research done on that if somebody wants to tackle that and add on to that.
Monica, you're sort of familiar with Boise. Would you like to do number 7?
Sure. Yep.
Well, she's already doing the MVP.
I know where it is now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry.
I think anybody could do it if you just look up, I just Googled Treasure Valley businesses and population, you get the census.
Sure.
I
So there's
don't
2.
mind working on something too if we run out. Yeah.
Well, we have 7 and 8 left. So maybe we'll say, Andrew,
Okay.
take your pick, and then we'll give the other one to Thomas.
I guess I'll do 7. I mean, I think 8 is just doesn't really sound. I think that's just updating it. Yeah, 8
Yeah.
is just talking about make sure you do it in a different font and or color for any adjustments you make.
Does everybody have a copy of the one we put out? I put out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I guess Thomas could do that. Maybe, of course, that's going to be kind of hard to, because we're each going to be doing our own segments, I would think, our own blocks.
If we have the goal to have it all completed by Friday night, that would give him a day to review it and do number 8.
Okay.
You think that would work?
So that'd be
Okay.
part 3 too, right?
Yeah, so that was all part 1. And then part 2 is the interviews and documentation. And I'd be happy. I'm willing to collect everything off the discussion board and then put it in one document for part 2.
Okay.
Do you see anything on there that looks like it needs to be a group effort? Or I guess in my mind, I thought it would be easiest just to collect it all there, and then the
The
weekly
only thing I see as
leader
a
would compile all of it.
the only thing I really see on here that's as a group is discuss the interview results and determine if you will make any further pivots to your presentation.
Do we
So
need to meet again or just discuss on that board?
I think you could say maybe just do a brief, a debriefing on the board as your closing comment, or a summary rather, and just a sentence or two about what you felt like we should change if we needed to change anything.
Okay.
Or if there was new discoveries in the value propositions. Or other pivots, I guess, too.
That's part 3 too, basically, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that addresses number 4 too. So if we're doing a summary at the end of our interviews about any pivots we feel like we need to change, that also addresses number 4. Will that work for everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And perhaps the same deadline if we have those in by Friday night? Or did we need to have them earlier?
I think Friday night's probably gonna be the earliest we're gonna be able to compile all this information, I think.
So Cameron, that would be you. If you're number 4 and you're working on the value propositions, as we add those, or if we add them by Friday night, will that still give you enough time to review that and take any information you need from that to complete number 4?
Yeah, I mean, we may be working into Saturday to, then we gotta turn it all in, compile it and turn it all in, so that's,
Well,
let's just see what happens. Maybe we can all get it done earlier and we don't have to worry about it.
my opinion is I'd rather be push myself to have the interviews posted by Thursday night, and that way we're not crunched on the tail end with the group deadlines.
Yes,
How about
Either
you,
way is
Monica
fine
and
with
Andrew?
me.
Yep,
Right.
that makes sense.
That way we don't
Okay.
have to meet again. Also, maybe.
so who's turning in the final product? Is that you, Jason?
I think so, yeah. That would be the group leader, right?
Yes.
Okay,
So what I think I might do is send out a Google Doc with each of these headings and sections, and then you guys can just fill in the sections as you work on them. And then, of course, then at the end, turn it into a PowerPoint at the end, and then submit it as the PowerPoint PDF theme.
sorry, I was reading something. Turn it in as what, a PDF?
Yeah, turn it into a PowerPoint style presentation. And then I think the instructor, the way that I understood the instructor is that all the PowerPoints were to be converted to a PDF style document. So that's how I've been turning them in. I'm assuming you guys were doing the same, but no?
I just been turning in PowerPoint.
All right. I never got
I
clarification.
don't know what you're talking.
Oh yeah? Maybe I'm the only one that saw that. The very first part of the term, he sent out an announcement that he wanted all the PowerPoints converted to a PDF. And then he gave instructions on how to convert it to the PDF. So that's how I've been doing it, but maybe not everybody else did it that way.
I didn't.
All right.
Mm-mm.
I didn't turn in the last
Just
one PDF either. I just turned it in PowerPoint.
All right. So I'll skip the last step. I'll just turn it in as a PowerPoint. So we'll do a Google Doc.
You do it how you think it's okay.
Yeah,
right.
You feel
absolutely.
good about it, though. You know
Maybe
what
you'll
I
give
mean?
us extra credit.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, just to
because if we're, yeah, you know what I mean?
keep my bases covered, to be honest with you, the last final presentation, I submitted it my, what is it called? The BMC as the PowerPoint as well as a PDF, just because I
Wasn't,
sent an email, but I never got clarification from the instructor. So
I think I read on that one, it could be in any, pretty much
Mhm.
any format. I always send Excel. I kept mine in
Okay.
Excel.
Okay.
Hmm.
My grade, you don't want to follow.
I will
mine.
say on my question on last week, I don't want to, I didn't really want to say this because, you submit your best, but I was really weak on the channels. So if we need to redo that, let's put any suggestions in your ideas, because I felt that was weak.
Well, I think we'll get to that. That's the thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
It'll be coming up with another assignment.
Okay, because I've been